Hello, everyone, and welcome to Act 3, Scene 2 of Romeo and Juliet. As always, I ask that you watch this through once, try and figure out what's happening with the characters and the plot, and then watch it through a second time, following along with the text, because that will give you deeper insights into what's happening in terms of the characters, in terms of the plot, in terms of the themes. Okay, and as always, afterward, we're going to talk about the scene. Here we go. Act 3, Scene 2. Capulet's Orchard. Enter Juliet.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, toward Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagoner as Phaethon would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy closed curtain, love-performing night, that runaway's eyes may wink, and Romeo leap into their arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties. Or, if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil night, thou sober-suited matron, all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match, played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Hood my unmanned blood, bathing my cheeks with thy black mantle, till strange love, grown bold, think true love acted simple modesty. Come, night, come, Romeo, come thou day in night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving, black-browed night, give me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it, and though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is the day, as is the night before some festival to honor an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence.
Enter nurse with cords.
Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there? The cords that Romeo bid thee fetch?
I the cords.
Throws them down.
Ay me, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Oh, will a day. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. We are undone, lady. Lack a day, he's gone. He's killed. He's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, thou heaven cannot. Romeo, Romeo, whoever would have thought it? Romeo.
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I, and that bare foul eye shall poison more the death-darting eye of a cockatrice. I am not I, if there be such an eye, or if those eyes shut that make the answer I. If he be slain, say I, or if not, no. Brief sounds determine of my weal or woe.
I saw the wound. I saw with my own eyes. God save that mark. Here on his manly breast. The piteous course, a bloody, piteous course. Pale as ashes, all bled out in blood, all in gored blood. I swooned at the sight.
Oh, break my heart. Poor bankrupt, break it once. To prison eyes ne'er look on liberty, vile earth to resign, and motion here. And thou and Romeo press one heavy bier.
Oh, Tybalt, the best friend I ever had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered, and is Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dearer lord, then dreadful trumpets sound in general doom. For who is living if those two are gone?
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo is banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh, God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
He did. It did, alas the day, it did.
Oh, serpent heart, hid with a flowering face. Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolvish raiding lamb, despised substance of divine show, just opposite to what thou justly seemst, a damned saint, an honorable villain. O nature, what hadst thou do in hell when thou didst bower the spirit of a fiend in moral paradise of such sweet flesh? Was ever book contained such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There's no trust. There's no faith. No honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all not, all dissemblers. Oh, where's my man? Give me some aquavitae. These griefs, these woes, these sorrows make me old. Shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is ashamed to sit, for 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned. Sole monarch of the universal earth. Oh, what beast was I to chide at him?
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, 3 hours' wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe, which you, mistaking, offer up to joy. My husband lives, that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead, that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep then I? Some word there was, worser than Tybalt's death, that murdered me. I would fain forget it, but oh, it presses my memory, like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. And banished, that one word banished had slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough, if it ended there. Or sour woe delights in fellowship, and needly will be ranked with other griefs. Why followed not, when she said Tybalt's death, thy father, or thy mother, or nay both, which modern lamentations might have moved? But with a reared ward following Tybalt's death, Romeo is banished. To speak such a word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, all slain, all dead. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure bound. In that word death, no word can that woe sound. Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corse. Will you go to them? I will take you thither.
Wash they his wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry, for Romeo's banishment. Take up those cords, poor ropes. You are beguiled, both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made you for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, die maiden widowed. Come, cords, come, nurse. I'll to my wedding bed, and death, not Romeo, take my maidenhead.
I to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I watch well where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo will be here at night. I'll to him. He is hid at Lawrence's cell.
Oh, find him. Give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell. You're muted.
And exit. Very nice, ladies. So let's talk a little bit. So, I mean, I think it's pretty clear what's happening in the scene, but let's just recap. So what's happening in terms of the plot in this scene?
Well, it opens up with a super long Juliet speech that is her basically wishing it would be night so she can gallop off to meet with Romeo. And it's just a very, very long, drawn out speech that says, I wish it was night because then I could see Romeo and I'm in love with him. And, when he dies, he could be made into stars so that the heavens, will admire him. It's just, it starts out very sweet and loving, and then it all goes downhill from there when the nurse comes in.
Yeah. I mean, you're waiting for your wedding night. That's essentially what it is, You're waiting for your wedding night. And then nurse comes in, and nurse, what do you come in to tell her?
That her cousin Tybalt is dead, and dead at Romeo's hand. Romeo killed her cousin. Right. So in essence, your husband has just killed your cousin. And
not good. Not good. And he's banished because of that. So he can't be there. Despite that, you're gonna comfort her and bring Romeo to her so they can have their wedding night together. So I'm gonna ask you guys, how do you feel about Romeo knowing that he's killed Tybalt at this point? Let's start with the nurse, and then we'll go to Juliet.
Yeah, it would be. I know that I'm so angry with him and that I hate him. It's very clear that she is. Are you out of your mind here? You're defending the person who just killed your cousin. No, absolutely no. This is done. This is finished. No. And she was so close with Tybalt, i.e. the nurse, that it was almost like a loss of her child again. So she's like, no way. You can't love this person anymore because he just killed your cousin. This is no, this is not the person you thought it was. No. That's what she thinks.
Yeah. But then you agree to bring him to her.
Yes, and I know where that change happens, and I'm actually trying to remember because she said it, and it includes something like, she's saying, no, anybody could say anything, anybody could wail or wheel, but why didn't I feel, or to the essence of, why didn't I feel something when I heard that Tybalt was gone? I cared more that Romeo was banished. Mm-hmm. And I think upon hearing those words, the nurse is like, I knew what it was like to love like that.
Yeah.
I knew what it was like. And regardless of whether it's wrong or right, she loves him. She loves him. Yeah. And I need to make Juliet okay because Juliet's everything to me. So if that's what it's going to take, my job still isn't done, even though I don't like it. I have to do it.
Yes. She does say too, and I noticed this reading, but I am made, die maiden widowed. Come chorus, come nurse, I'll to my wedding bed. So I'm wondering, I am made, die maiden widowed. So I'm wondering if she's almost thinking about ending her life, which is why you're like, no, I'll bring you Romeo. She's going to comfort you. You know what I mean? He's going to comfort you, rather. I think that goes through it. At least that's my interpretation. I mean, I guess it's going to it a number of ways, but I feel like there's a threat in there where she's like, the nurse is like, he's going to come. I'm going to get him. He's going to comfort you. You're going to have your wedding night. Don't do anything stupid.
Yep. Whatever it's going to take to make Juliet okay. Yeah. Yes.
And Juliet,
whether I like it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Juliet, what are you feeling right now, given the situation?
Oh, it's a whole wave of crazy emotions. I mean, first she thinks that Romeo is dead because the nurse just comes and saying, he's dead, with no context. And then she finds out it's Tybalt that's dead, but she still doesn't know where Romeo is. And then she finds out Romeo is banished because he's the one that killed Tybalt. And she has this whole kind of stanza of oxymorons: serpent heart, hid with flowering face, beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, wolfish ravening lamb. So she's so confused because she has seen him as this kind of angelic being that she's in love with, but he also killed a family member of hers. And so she she's just so confused. But ultimately, you know, when the nurse says, "Shame come to Romeo," she's like, absolutely don't say that. You know, he was not born to shame. So, and then, you know, the nurse is all confused. Well, why are you standing up for him? And I think that she realizes that, you know, of course, Tybalt was my cousin, but I'm married to Romeo. Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? And
Right.
you know, she's confused because you know, she's in love and she's married and she's deeply in love, but he's killed Tybalt. But I think she comes to the conclusion that, you know, she did, like was said earlier, that she felt more hearing that Romeo was banished than she did when she heard Tybalt was dead, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And she's saying, you know, you might as well have said that, you know, my mother, father, Romeo, Tybalt, and I were all dead when you said that Romeo was banished. Like, that's how much it hurt. So, yeah, I think that while at first she's trying to grapple with it, I think by the end of this scene, like, Romeo is her life and is her death. And that's just how she feels about it.
Yeah. And she does say too in that one of her many long speeches, and Tybalt's dead that would have slain my husband. All this comfort wherefore I weep, and some word there was worthier than Tybalt's death. So in other words, if he didn't kill Tybalt, Tybalt would have killed him.
Right.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's a big part of her rationalizing what's happened. You know, that of course she's so in love with Romeo. And just the idea of him being banished is worse than hearing that her cousin's dead. But the idea that if he didn't kill Tybalt, Romeo would have been dead. You know.
Right.
So I think that's how that's also part of how she rationalizes that. All right, guys. Well done. See everybody at the next video. Good job.